Hello, hello everyone. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining me tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, where we relax and craft and we work on a project together. And tonight we are continuing on the Charming Chevrons quilt by Krista Watson of Krista Quilts. I do have the pattern link in here in the Facebook post or YouTube post here, so you can click on to it. We have the front completely done, and I've kind of laid that out here for you guys. Thanks for joining me. And then I have up here, I have all the extra little chevrons that we made from the scraps. So tonight, we're completely out of scraps now. We've turned them, we've improv pieced them into the extra little chevrons in all different sizes, and I'll show you some of those up close again. But tonight I wanted to start kind of putting it together into the back of the quilt. So my plan is I have taped off, let's see if I can get my finger there. Oh yeah, so I've taped off the corners of the quilt here. So when I take away the front of the quilt, I can kind of see the world that we're working in, the workspace. So what I want to do is I want to put all of these guys kind of in the center-ish, and I'm only going to fill in the spaces that they touch, and then later I will put a big red border around all of it to kind of finish it off. So I'm going to try and make this a little easy for me tonight. I don't know how it's going to go. We'll see. But I do have a bunch of red fabric. We are going to fill in the entire space with red eventually here. So, all right. Thanks for joining me again, guys. You are in my living room today. It's the only space in the house that is big enough to lay the quilt down on the floor, and just barely. This is a twin-size quilt, and it's pretty crowded in here. So it goes all the way from the couch to the chair over there. So that is what I'm considering the sides. And when I take this away, I'm just going to toss it on the couch here. You can see I've taped off, let's see, I've taped off, there's some blue tape, and then down here I've taped it off too. I've kind of taped off the space that, that it's going to sit in. So what I thought I'd do is just grab these guys up here and start arranging them how I think they would lay in this quilt. And I think that's the plan for tonight. I don't know if my cord is long enough. We'll see. All right. So you can kind of see here I have the blue lines. And I'm just going to start placing these in here. We'll see what we have. All right, let's get some of these guys in. And we can go, they can go upside down too. They could be either V's in either direction maybe. That's kind of cool. Let's get this guy up here. And then we have all these little ones as well. There, so I'm going to be just kind of in and out checking on your guys' comments tonight, but it'll probably just be a little quieter. I won't be able to answer all the comments, but it's kind of nice because I can see in my phone here, I can start to see what it's looking like. You know, I kind of like this thing here. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Could play around with that a little bit maybe. Okay, so that's kind of a first look. So chevrons from right to left instead of top to bottom. I don't know what I'm doing for it yet. We're just playing around. What if you tried the opposite directions? The top of the quilt. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I like that we play around with some of it a little bit, just kind of peeking in there. I kind of don't like, I think maybe I want to group these big ones together. They look like they should be grouped. So it could be, what we could do is like maybe make it look like that's the start of a V. You know, maybe like that. I don't know. All right, let's just look at that for a sec. Love that so much to play with the creative backing. Oh, thanks. You think the bits one should be top center. So I'm just trying to play with it a little bit. I do want to kind of group these in the center a little bit. So I do want it maybe a little bit taller than what I'm doing. I don't know if I like this. Maybe we off-center it even more. Maybe we get this guy down here. That's kind of cool. There, now we're getting kind of a vertical thing going. I like that. I also kind of like that they're touching a little bit. That's going to make it a little bit easier. So it's kind of heavy on top, and then it gets a little bit smaller. I do like that. We get a sense of the V's going by to, you know, this we get a sense of the V, and then we have that one upside down. I like how it points back up, that bottom one. So, all right, let's just, you know, at some point you just kind of have to go with it, right? So I do like that it's going to be really easy to fill in these spaces. Like I just have that tiny little space there. That's easy because they all touch. And then I just have to fill in a space there and a space there. And then a big, ooh, it's hard to move my hand in the right spot. A big chunk there. That's going to be really easy for me to fill in with the red. And then we'll put a border around the whole thing. So I think we're onto something here. And then, you know, again, I'm just trying to make quick decisions, trying to be okay with it, trying on purpose not to be perfect. That's not what this is about. But I do want the flow of it to feel nice. And I do like it so far. I think I might rotate this around so that, here we go. Then that white area is kind of going in a little bit more. All right, let's place the rest of these. I don't know what to do with these little ones yet. Ugh, let's grab them. It's kind of neat. Then it looks like it's coming down and up, maybe. Yeah, Yeah, I'm liking how that's looking. I like how this looks like it's going down and up connected. That's kind of fun. And then I just have like these couple little pieces left. And let's try and contain them in here too. You know, we could just add it like that. Or here. Like we're going up a bit. Or does that look weird? It's kind of weird, isn't it? How about like this? Nah, that's too weird. I want this hanging out on its own. I think that'll be the most fun. And this itty bitty one's got to go somewhere too. You know, maybe he's just tucked in at the end. I kind of like that. There. So, I don't know. I'm kind of okay with this. What do you guys think? You know, we have a couple little floaters, but I think overall, I think our eye kind of goes around it pretty well. You think I should have like one of the small guys at the top? Yeah, you know, maybe because we're so heavy up there, have a little tiny bit of interest. Okay, I think so too. Let's do that. Let's put the teeny tiny one. Let's put that one on the top somewhere. Like let's just have it sneak like right in here. I want it to kind of connect to this to make it easy for me. Or maybe it's just like right above. We could do that. What about right there? Yeah, I think that's nice. So yeah, so that'll just kind of float up there. So this is great. So you can kind of see how it's kind of, we're going to enclose it in its own little rectangle, and then we'll have a big, there we go, we'll have a big border around it later. So let's just do this. We'll keep it all centralized. We'll sew the center stuff together, and then later we'll figure out a larger border. We do need the border to be bigger than the front. Alicia, I'm not sure how big the border is going to be yet. That's why I want to kind of contain it to the middle. That's why I want to do this whole center area first, because then I can completely worry about the big border later. And the border is going to be all of the red still. So we won't have to worry about how it looks. It's just going to all blend together. But I like this. I think our eye moves around quite a bit. There's some fun little interesting things like this going in to, yeah, I can't make my hand go the right direction there. These going in together are kind of cool. This implies that zigzag as well. I like it. So, all right. Next up, we need to fill it in with red. Robin, the shredded pieces are right. This is the shredded pieces right here. This, that one. That's the shredded pieces. Block right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I just need to fill this in and think about it, how I'm going to sew. Okay, Gretchen, great idea. Let's take a photo. got the phone here. Let's take a pic. Okay. There. That should help me out a hair while I'm working on it. Thanks for the reminder. It's all those little details that I sometimes forget, and that's going to be helpful, especially if I, you know, shimmy it around for some reason. So I'm going to try and do this a little bit by hand, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I have my bolt of fabric here. I'm going to just cut, and if I end up with fabric left over, then I'm just going to end up with fabric left over. I will ultimately use this red for another project. I actually kind of almost have a project planned for some of this red. So if I'm a little wasteful, I'm not going to worry too much about it. So I'm going to start at the top, and we'll kind of work our way down. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I need, first of all, like if I were to sew this piece to this piece, I need to make it wider first, and then I can make a piece to fill in that entire length. So what I'm going to do, and I'm sure I'll use a little thin piece later. So let's see. And I have to think about seam allowance a little bit too. So I'm going to go a bit bigger than I need to. Let's just add, I'm going to just add a bit to here. All right, so we'll just go like this. I'm nervous. Okay, so that's at least a 1/4 inch more than I need. And then I'm going to just cut it to size so it kind of matches. Let's cut the selvage off. All right, and about right there. We'll cut it a little longer than I need. We'll go right on this fold. Okay. Oop. So there we go. We have a red piece that will make this area bigger, and then we can put this piece in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I can measure what I need and bring it to cut. I know I could, Ashley, that's a great idea. I'm just going to try and wing it and see how it goes. We'll just be a little bit big. When we do press this, I will, or when we sew and press this, then I'll make those kind of adjustments. I'm just going to go a hair bigger than I need. I have my little Wonder Clips here, and I'm going to do exactly what you said, Gretchen. I'm going to just clip the pieces together so I can remember where they go. And I might clip them. I might not even fold it. I might just clip them so where I can see it together still. So let's just kind of overlap it a hair. And this piece goes onto this piece. There we go. So the next piece I'm going to do is this. So if I sew a piece to here, you know, this piece to this piece, then I'll have those two chunks that I can sew together. And I think that's a good next spot to go. I do think we're a little, you know, in theory we could use this. Oh, that's not quite long enough. So let's cut a new piece. And try not to move things. So again, I'm going to want to like overlap at least 1/2 inch or so. Yeah, so I can see about right there. Okay. That'll be, we'll figure it out. That'll be good enough. We're improvising this guy. I'm in such a small workspace. Here we go. You know what? I'm getting a ruler for this one. I want to make sure that I'm like a 1/2 inch over, so there, that'll help me cut a little bit. Okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, that'll be something. So now let's, I'm going to trim those selvages off again. And this needs to be the same length as this piece here. It's about right there. Go a little bit longer. Got these two little pieces. Okay. This gets sewn to this. Okay, so there, don't forget to make the bed bigger to call, to allow for quilting. So yeah, so Sharon, I'm gonna add that big border all the way around, so we should have plenty of extra. Yeah, I know, Jackie, I'm not wild about getting on my knees like this either. But there, you can kind of see how we'll have this space filled in now, right? So we'll have, this guy will sew to this. That'll be step one. Then this guy will sew to this stripe here. That'll be step two. And then we'll sew those together, those two together, right? So this whole segment will be done with just that little bit of sewing. So that's a good start. Let's see. Next up. All right, I think we're gonna work on the top here. I just need to make one strip going here to there because this guy's floating on top of it. So we'll go here to there. That'll be a nice, easy thing to do. Let's see what we can do over there. Bring all this width if I need it. Okay. You can see right here is my blue strips. So I need a piece that's going to go from here to here. And let's just keep seeing what we got going on here. This is about the right width, but it's too small. But I just need to cut one about the same as this. So I'm gonna just use this as my guide. Let's not. Let's use this as a guide. There, good enough. Actually, we can kind of measure. We need about 5 inches. And I didn't make it very square, so let's do it about like that. right, this will be interesting how straight these things are. Because right now they're not all that straight. Ooh, let's get rid of the selvages. All right. So this guy is going to go from here to here. All right. And clips. Here we go. I'm not going to put that one there. All right, and then this guy hiding up here, we just need a real thin strip, so a short, thin strip, about like that. And the same width. About like that. Okay, and then we need another strip to go all the way along the edge here. Let's use that as a guide. All right. And this will go the entire width, and it'll probably be just enough, so that's good. If not, we might have to add a little bit on the end. So we'll just let this hang out with it in case we need a little bit more. All right, this is looking good. Okay, so now we should have, the whole top is kind of done. So we have, we even have like the little itty bitty one in there. So far, so good. Now we just have a couple more areas down here. Let's see. I think first, you know, this can come over to here like this. So maybe we sew the little piece right here to this, and then we can fill in this space here. So let's see, what do we got going on here? One of these might work. Is this big enough? Nope, not quite. So we're going to lose a 1/4 inch here and a 1/4 inch here. But we're going to lose a 1/4 inch there too. So this might be just big enough. I'm going to risk it. So we'll cut a piece that will be attached to here. Okay, that piece is done. And now we need this chunk here. So that will need a new piece for, let's measure. So that one will need about 11 by 22 or so. So let's start out with 11. We'll go a hair over. I should have just got the pencil out and drawn a line. Yeah, I like the purple. I don't know, I'm committed to this red. All right. And then 22 inches, we said. So a little past the seam there. There we go. I'm going to clip that to there. Okay. How are we doing there? Yeah, I'm popping in here and there. So talk amongst yourself. We're doing well though. We're almost all the way down. I'm gonna work this little area next, and then it's just a few pieces over here. I'll take another photo of it when we're done, and yeah, I don't know. We'll just keep going for a little bit here yet. We got a few minutes yet, so all right. Let's see. These aren't very long. Ooh, that's about perfect. Let's just sew that to that right away. Great. Here's the big one. This is about just the right size, so we'll lose a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch or so. Yeah, I think we're still good. So let's put that there. All right. Now this big space here. About 16 inches or so. All right. All right, we're getting there, guys. I'm going to flip you guys down a little bit more so you can see. There we go. All right, so I think I have all the pieces pretty good. Just that final corner there now. All right, how do we want to do that? That's actually going to be quite a few pieces because I have that floating guy right there. You have your quilt top done before you had the batting, back, and binding. When will you sew the pieces together? Ramona will start sewing the pieces together tomorrow. So we're going to keep, I have a few more minutes yet. I just want to do that last little section there. And yeah, thanks guys for keeping the chat going and everything and explaining things. Yeah, we are just full on scrappy doing this. And I don't think we're actually going to end up with a lot of red left over. I'm kind of doing a good job at using that all up tonight. All right, last bit here. So I think maybe the route to go would be a piece here, and a piece here and here, and then a square at the bottom here, I think. So I think this might be big enough for the square. Yeah, perfect. That's good enough at least. All right, I kind of want it in line with that. We'll make it a hair bigger than we need to. Maybe this will be big enough to use here. That'd be cool. Yeah, good enough, that's for sure. Perfect. Perfect. So all we need is a little piece there. We got this scrap. Is this going to be enough? Yeah, let's do that. We'll just trim it. There. Ha-ha! Perfect. All right. So you guys, so that worked out perfect. I had just enough fabric. This and this is all I have left, so I hardly wasted any of the red either. So I'm totally stoked about that. I'm going to take a photo of this quick, and then we'll kind of stack it all nice so we can sew it up tomorrow. But this went like smooth. That was quick. That was nice at the end. We had just enough of what we needed. Let's do that again. All right, that's about as good as I can do, but I think that'll do the job. So let's, I'm trying to figure out how I want to stack this. So I think maybe we'll think about it from upper left down, kind of like we're reading a book. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. I think I'm going to take photos as I go. So these three pieces go like that. There. Put that on that, on that. And then this goes together. And this together. All right. This kind of needs to go together, and this needs to go together. So let's take a photo of this together. All right. And this together. We'll just fold this whole thing up. And then this. Okay, so we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So okay, I think we're good. So who would have thought that it would take using your phones to take pictures? I know, right? The pictures is gonna work really well. So I kind of took pictures along the way. I can show you here quick. Yeah, so I took little pictures along the way so I can remember, you know, like this piece goes to this piece, and I need to think about that as a group. And, you know, I need to think of those two as a group. So just some of the things that I might forget. And then we have a photo of the whole thing. So I've stacked it, so I sew it in order, and I think we'll be good. We will have to clean up the pieces quite a bit because, you know, I cut them with the scissors. It's kind of all over the place. And you know, they're just a little too big and whatever. So we're just going to kind of see how it goes. And if we need to lay it out as we go, we will. But I think if we start tomorrow by sewing together our major groupings, or like the stack of 4, like the 4 things I just put together there, and then I can trim it and make it look nice, and then we'll sew the rest together. Yeah, Holly, this went way faster than I thought, way smoother, and I wasted a lot less fabric than I thought I was going to do, so I'm really stoked. So we'll sew this whole center together, and then we still will need that big red border to go around it. You know, I didn't want to worry about all that because, you know, we're flying by the seat of our pants as it is with the back of this, that, you know, let's sew this together first, then we'll clean it up and have it be really nice and square, and then we'll worry about borders and how big we need the borders, like one thing at a time, right? So great. Tomorrow we'll be back at the sewing machine, back in my little dining room area, and we will start sewing this together, but I think it's gonna work slick. We'll see how wonky the pieces are tomorrow, and hopefully at least we have the photos so we can like check back with it. So awesome, guys. I think that is it for the night. Thanks for hanging out with me in my living room again tonight. And we'll start sewing tomorrow. I will get this up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies. And I'll be here again on Facebook at 8:30 p.m. Central Time tomorrow, and we'll be sewing the back. I'm stoked. Thanks again for joining me tonight and chit-chatting while I couldn't read the screen as much tonight. So see you guys.